Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to fix your tent poles. I've got two breaks. The first one is over here in the center of the pole, wham bam in the middle, broken. The next pole is broken right on the edge over there, and that's where it would feed into the sleeve here. So unfortunately I've got two breaks. Now I'm going to be demonstrating this using a replacement pole. See here I have a replacement pole, so I'll show you how to replace the pole and also how to use a replacement sleeve to just put over here. So I'm now going to demonstrate how to do that. I'm going to start with this one. This is the easiest. So what you want to do is you want to find the end of the pole and pull out the thread. So over here, this is the end of the pole. So what I need to do is I can take a long nose pliers or a screwdriver and just try and fish out the elastic that is tied inside there. Now over here, I'm putting the screwdriver in and I'm trying to squeeze the elastic and it's really jammed in there. It is not coming out. So if that happens, just find the other end and try and grab that one. And in this case, there it's coming. Right, there it comes. Just be ready to grab it. Right, so now what I want to do is I want to untie this knot. And now I can release this. Okay, that's one. That's two. That's three. And here's the broken one. Right, so here's the broken piece. Now I'm just going to swap it with a new one. Now this is all frayed and it makes it quite difficult to get it back in. So I'll just burn it a little bit. And it is hot, so just be careful, but you just go like that, and now it's no longer frayed, so it'll feed in quite nicely. Right, the best way to feed this is to keep rotating this as you feed it, and you can see it is coming out the other side there. Now, you can use thread if you want to, and wire. It does make it a bit easier. So over here, I've just got some thin wire. If you don't have this wire, you can use a thin electrical wire. You can use Ethernet cable. Inside there are individual strands. If you have an old broken Ethernet cable, you can use those. Solid cores also work very well. So these strands here from Ethernet cable or alarm wires, any of these things will work. Right, so the technique I use is as follows. I get it right towards the end and then I make a loop here. Just like that. Make a loop here and then I squeeze this together. So all I did is I looped it around there. Now I can feed this through the pole. I loop this as well so it's not sharp, otherwise it keeps getting stuck. Right, so I loop that and then I just tighten this. Right, so what you want to do is you want to make this as straight as possible. Don't want any kinks in it. And now I just feed it into the pole. It sometimes helps to turn this as you feed it. And you see there's the problem because there's kinks in it. It doesn't want to go in. So just straighten that as much as possible. There you can see it's coming out the other side. You can see how I'm just pulling that through. What you want to do is open earlier sections and just pull this elastic this way. So all the tension is not sitting right at the end of the travel. Right, so just connect all the poles so that the tension can be shared along the remaining poles that are in place now. If your wire has got all these bends in it and kinks, the way to remove it is just hold it firmly there, and it's as though I'm going to kink it, but what I'm doing is I'm actually just pulling it straight through my fingers, but I'm holding it tightly between my fingers. And what this does is it actually straightens the wire. Right, so there you can see all the kinks are gone from this wire. The very last one has a sleeve on both sides. Right, now that you've threaded all the poles, it's just time to tie a knot. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't let this go. So I'm just removing the wire here that was holding this in place. Right, if you've got a washer, this is also useful. You can put the washer through here like that and then tie it, and then that stays there. Then next time you don't have to struggle trying to get this elastic string out. But if you don't have a washer, it's fine. I'm just going to continue the demonstration without the washer. So you want to tie a knot, but let's leave quite a long pigtail so that next time it's easier to get this out when you have to do your second repair. So what I recommend you do is leave almost 5 centimeters of pigtail there. And you want to make at least 2 knots here. You don't need to make fancy knots, just normal knots are fine. Already that could not fit through here. And you see there's the pigtail, and that's very important. So next time you need to repair it, there's the pigtail, much easier. And you don't have to make this extremely tight. This will never get through there, and the tension on this is not that high. So I just put that there, and there you go. Right, when it comes to repair over here, right in the middle, I'm just going to show you a shortcut. I'm not going to do that whole threading thing, and I don't have a spare pole. But what I do have is a spare one of these, and I'm just going to use this. So I'm going to remove this tape so long. Right, so in this repair, it's like I'm going to cheat here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, making sure I hold the elastic on both sides. I'm then going to insert this in and then tie a knot there, keeping in mind that this method will block you from moving this thread forward and back. So this is a quicker repair without having to do the threading. So there we go. I'm just going to cut this now. Now do not let these go. Now, if you've got some insulation tape handy, hopefully you've cut it before you've done this. And all I do is I tie that there so that the string doesn't fall in. Right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this tight, put that over. And then don't forget to make your knot so that it can't fall back into the pole. Right, now when I'm trying to put this on, it's quite tight here, and this is a little bit flared because of the break. So what I do is I take some sandpaper, and you can just sand it down, or you can use a file. Right, so that allows me to get this on, and these filings are actually useful. Put the filings on the pole, it allows it to feed the sleeve over the pole. Right, so that would be quite snug, that is normal. So what I want to do now is I want to pull this even tighter, and I want to put this through here. And there it's coming out the other side. At this point you can tie it to this elastic. Right, being very careful now, I've got the 2 elastics here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie them together. This knot over here, it's fine, you can just move it along because it wasn't very tight, so I'm just moving it along. Right, so there we go. Right, so all I need to do now is file that down and push this inside here and push this inside there. Now you just want to check it for the length. You can see it's just a little bit longer, so I'm just going to push it a bit closer in. Ah, there we go. Right, so the last step is just to put some super glue in. You just need to put a few drops on that side and a few drops on that side. And while you've got it like that, if you can, just twist this to allow the super glue to go inside. And the same on this side. Be very quick when you insert this and twist it, and if you want to you can even, yeah, it's already tight, and you can put a bit of super glue just on the edges there. Right, so there is the repair, and if you prefer to do something simpler, then what you could do is you could just cut some polycop pipe, and then if you've got some copper pipe, and this works really well. All you do is you'll have cut some of this polycop pipe away, and you just put that over like that. This 50mm pipe is wide enough to go over, and what happens is if you've got a tear over here, you could put some tape there, and then you put this over it, and look how easy this system works. This is my sleeve system. You just slide this on and then you tape it, and this thing is like a stent. If you'd like to see this method step by step, please check out my video. Alright, thanks for watching and cheers.